YouTube, Niner Empire, what is going down? Welcome back to another video. So, Louis Riddick, NFL ESPN analyst, had very, very high praise of Trey Lance today. Um, Basically, he said that he would not rule out Trey Lance being the MVP of the 2022 NFL season. He basically mentioned that he would not bet against Trey Lance having an MVP type season. He basically went on to say, I loved Trey Lance coming out of the draft. I got a chance to go up there to his pro day at North Dakota State and meet him, talk to him, watch him throw. He said, I thought coming out of the draft a few years ago that Atlanta's offense run by Arthur Smith or the offense that he's in now, obviously ran by Kyle Shanahan, were the two best fits for this young man because of the fact that it looks exactly like what he ran at North Dakota State. He then went on to say if he can clean up his decision-making and his accuracy, the kind of things that Kyle would be able to do to scheme people open with the use of the play-action pass, he'll be the best dual-threat quarterback in the NFL. He then went on to say, he will be the best because he's 6'4", 220 pounds, and can throw the ball a mile. And he can throw it with accuracy, and he can make all the throws that you need him to make, especially in the context of an offense that he's familiar with. Which I don't disagree. I mean, obviously, you can definitely say that it may be rather a stretch to say that he's going to be an MVP. He's not saying that. He's basically saying that he wouldn't rule it out. And obviously, how soon can Trey Lance meet Louis Riddick's expectations? Who knows? I mean, obviously, last year he only started 2 games during the rookie season. He only threw 71 pass attempts, and obviously he had limited collegiate experience. But here's the thing. Patrick Mahomes did it in his first year as a starter. And I think when it comes to Trey Lance, I think he's capable of doing the exact same thing. Even Louis Riddick said, when Mahomes came out of Texas Tech, people weren't thinking, he was going to be the next best thing in the NFL. Obviously, nobody really thinks Trey Lance is going to be the next best thing. But obviously, I'm with Louis Riddick. I would not bet against it. I mean, you can't bet against it. There's always a chance that could happen. There's plenty of good NFL quarterbacks throughout the league. But at the end of the day, it's something that Louis Riddick's a smart guy, for one, and it's something that I don't think you can't 100% rule out. And I know it sounds like a stretch, whatever. I mean, I know a lot of you guys probably don't agree. But at the end of the day, you really can't count Trey Lance out. Obviously, I wouldn't put my money on that. Is it a long shot? Probably. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean that you can count that out, if that makes sense. So, I think it's pretty interesting stuff. But Louis Riddick thinks very, very highly of Trey Lance. He thinks Trey Lance was the best quarterback in his draft class, or will be the best quarterback in his draft class. Obviously, plenty of good quarterbacks in Lance's draft class. Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, so on and so forth. Bottom line, Trey Lance is set up for success. He's got a defense. He has a run game. He has a great offensive line. Even with Laken Tomlinson going to the Jets, and even with Alex Mack retiring, the 49ers have depth at their offensive line. And I think that, like I said, I think it's something that you can't completely rule out. Trey Lance is going to be great in this offense. He has the dual threat ability. He has the arm strength, the brain. Everything is in place for Trey Lance to be a good NFL quarterback. It's just really about him getting those reps, as I say in multiple videos talking about Trey Lance. It's about him getting those reps, learning the speed of the NFL. I mean, obviously, last season he started 2 games. I'm sure Trey Lance probably understands the speed of the NFL, but that comes with, obviously being able to read a defense and this and that. So there's plenty of things that go into Trey Lance and if he's going to be a good quarterback in the league. But one thing's for sure, 2 things for certain. I definitely think he has the team to to win consistently. He has the head coach. It's just really up to him and what he produces. But big news. Something to definitely keep an eye out on, obviously. I mean, Louis Riddick's a very, very smart guy. Matter of fact, the 49ers interviewed Louis Riddick in 2017 for the general manager job. He obviously didn't get the job. I mean, John Lynch got it over him, but Louis Riddick's a very, very smart guy. He's interviewed for the Eagles GM job before. There's been multiple teams out there that have interviewed Louis Riddick for a vacant GM job. I believe the Pittsburgh Steelers were among another team that offered Louis Riddick, an interview for a general manager. And I think Louis Riddick eventually will become a GM of an NFL franchise. But at the end of the day, Louis Riddick is a smart guy, and I'm not just saying that because he's talking about my quarterback. But at the end of the day, he's right. You can't rule out Trey Lance being a dark horse MVP candidate. He's got the tangibles, that Patrick Mahomes did when he came out, of Texas Tech. And I'm not trying to compare these two guys. I'm just trying to compare the situations they were in. He backed up Alex Smith. I mean, it's literally like Patrick Mahomes pretty much all over again. It's just Trey Lance. And hopefully, Trey Lance, and I think he did, but really hopefully Trey Lance benefited more backing up Jimmy G than he would have benefited playing all 16, 18 games last season. So, pretty interesting stuff. But like I said, Louis Riddick not ruling out Trey Lance being an MVP. He ain't betting against it, and I don't think I am either.